Okay, it's March 3rd. It is March 3rd, 2023. We're like 5 minutes away from the equity open. Today, I don't think we just have market services PMI, and then ISM services PMI coming out hour and a half after the open. Yeah. This is from the last report, updated on February. Key takeaway from the report: business activity for the services sector, which compromises the largest swath of U.S. economic activity, quickly rebounded into growth mode after contracting for the first time since May and December. That should be seen as supportive for a soft landing scenario. Okay. ISM Services Index. Non-manufacturing index, right? Services index. Prices in total. So last time the prices came down, but this is the rebound it's talking about. We'll see what happens when the new report comes out. So I was playing kind of dangerously last night, and I forgot to put a stop in for my E-mini short at 82.75. It's not a huge deal, but we did pump. I'm thinking they might pump it up into the weekend. Might squeeze into the weekend. So I decided to take a long. Oh, excuse me. Decided to take a long on micro Nasdaq here at 1 minute lows. I thought it was 1 minute lows, showing a little bit of a bull div here on the 1 minute for Nasdaq. So might be coming up to new highs. In which case, this is just our hedge for now. We're sitting at 117 open loss on the E-mini. I have kind of a stop here at 40.73, which is kind of a pretty far away. But my thinking is, I'll probably definitely lower that. At over 4K, we're past this hourly 200 MA. We're probably going to go over 40.20 if we're going up like this, But I was looking at larger time frames, 4 hour, coming up to the top of the Bolly band. So we should be extending and then coming down soon. So if we get extension to the upside today, it should be pretty short-lived, maybe just until noon, and then back down. Like here we see these big stabs to the top of the Bolly bands are all happening at the 9 a.m. bars. Here, well, this is 9 p.m. Let's find another one here. This is up at 1, wait, when is this? This is 9 p.m. again. Interesting. So it's more in the overnight session, it's peaking. So maybe we'll hold overnight, let's see. Here's 9 a.m. again. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking is going to happen, this 9 a.m. bar. That's going to happen here in 30 minutes is going to be either up into the Bolly bands and then the next following 4 hour back down. And we could just have a crazy grind into the bars similar to here. Even so, there's a lot of swing in that. Should help us get unstuck. Man, I didn't really pick the greatest place to get long on the micro Nasdaq. What I could do is I could add if we come all the way down to a low on the RSI on the 5 minute. But yeah, I can also add to the E-mini short where I believe a top would be. Market's going to open right now, actually. So equity market's just opened. It's 8:30 Central. So far, showing a little bit of downward pressure. very little. Let's see what we get in the first 5 minutes. Yeah, I picked a picked a crummy spot to open a hedge. Let's see, we're stabbing down. Let's see where this first 5 minute closes. This is pretty high up. Might come all the way down, might be 100 points. 100 points would be what? Would that be like $2,000 on NASDAQ? No. 10 points is 20 bucks, right? So it'd be 200. 200 on the NASDAQ if we come all the way down to the prior low on the 1 hour. And that's just right here for, that'll be barely break even on the E-mini short. Guess I should have a stop on the NASDAQ hedge here. I'm going to keep the stop. Yeah, it came up so fast that it's kind of tough. Let's see. So 78 to 150. So basically 75 to 150. So that's 75. Half of 75 is what? 37, something like that. So where's 37 off of the low? It would be in the teens or something like that. Yeah, it would be 100 would be 30. So 108 plus another 10 or so. Yeah, so the 15s are, I think, a decent spot to consider adding to the hedge. I want to see the RSI bottom out though. So when we get 30 RSI down here, I'll think about adding to the NASDAQ long. But the 15 is really overbought. Actually, it's almost reset. What about the 30? The hourly though, the hourly definitely looks somewhat of a bear div here. Hourly could really come down, which is a pretty high time frame pattern. 4 hour could also come down, but probably just to the mean, probably just to the EMA. Okay, we're down under 14s. Let's see what we get. Expecting a deeper dip here. 15s was basically the 50% retrace on this push up, if we count this little low as the bottom. Seems to be respecting 15s right now. Oh yeah, look at that. It's the bottom of this Bolly band. I mean, that's where I added initially, was the bottom of the Bolly band. But we also have VWAP here, and not much else though. Pretty oversold on the 1 minute. Yeah, probably should have added there at 15s. If we get a dip under 20, I'll consider adding. Oh, we just had a dip there under 20. Okay, oh, There we go. Added to it a little bit here. Average of 29s. We might just get really stuffed here. But like I said, this was 50%. 61 would be like a little bit lower. But that's not what we're trying to do. Trying to have a little scalp here, or at least a hedge for a push further upwards. So far not looking very good for that. So far it's just coming right down. I'll probably have to close out of one. Oh, right at lows too. I'll close out of one when the RSI gets to 70. So I'm not going to close with the RSI so low. It's just not something I do. Especially on the 1 minute. 1 minute RSI fluctuates a lot. Waiting for it to come back up is perfectly reasonable. So NASDAQ's at our break even. Like I said, it's a hedge. Let's see what it's got for us. Still think on the 4 hour we're probably as high as we're going to go. So we should still be fine as far as making a little bit off of that. This, I mean, let's wait for an RSI peak before we get out. Let's see, where would 50% be? From 156 to 114. Roughly 30, yeah, 35 or something like that. All right, I'm gonna lock in a little winner here. RSI didn't really peak yet, but it's on its way up, and I'm feeling a bit anxious. So that gives us a little winner. Might see a little bit more upside, just because the RSI is on its way up, but not up there just yet. Feels very droopy though. And I'm probably not giving it enough time here. Could hold for 15 points. As in like a 15-point stop. So basically new lows on the NASDAQ. Yeah, let's try it. Oh, if we can get in, there we go. So we'll hold this over 15s. Or 12s, I guess. So we got to hold for at least 15 points. Where's the 1 minute? It's still under the 70 RSI level. Kind of a crap entry. Kind of a crap entry on the 1 minute. This was kind of a FOMO entry. I'm not trading terribly well today. Why did I feel I needed to get into that so badly? It was strange. Mainly because I wanted the 1 minute RSI to peak, which it's on its way to doing. It's pretty much almost at 70 RSI. Let's see if it can close a minute over 70 RSI. So far, it seems like a terrible place to be long. Trading the NASDAQ is so difficult. The swings are so wild. Got to get at least 10 points out of this puppy. Whatever. Got out early. For like $7, yeah. And then it goes up to my take profit level. Yeah, NASDAQ is very, very tough to trade. It's just so swingy. The E-minis, I mean, we get a nice little recovery here. This was a 50% retrace. We are stuck. I mean, not really stuck, but got to think of a stop somewhere in here. Definitely don't want to hold it to 40.73. Maybe new highs? Nah. We're at a 4-hour high, so we really got to give this some breathing room. I think if we get like a big push, a big 4-hour push like this, we should definitely call it. So let's put the stop like above the Bolly band slightly. Yeah, so something like 430 or something like that. A lot of room to go on the upside on the daily. Likely not going past 40.25, 40.30 area. Yep, should have just sat in the money with this little guy. Been a little bit more patient. I would be 20 in the money now, so yeah, left. So wait, 10 points would have been. Hold on. Yeah, that was barely 5. That was barely 4 points. So yeah, 10 points would have been 20. So 41s. Yeah, had a good spot there when we first got in long. We just needed to have the nuts to hold it. It looks like it's ready to blow up, but the 1 minute is up here at 70s. So yeah, this would have been my exit. That's where I should have exited anyway. So we're going to wait for another 1 minute dip before we get long again. This might actually blast through highs and go on another rip. We don't know. This was the hedge entry that I really should have sat in. We'll wait for a 1 minute dip and then we'll consider getting back in long. As far as the E-mini short, I think the stop's going to be around 440, which is like quite a bit of moolah. Looks like it's definitely going for new highs. Yeah, look at that. Wow, beautiful. Got out way too early on these longs. This was the hedge that we should have been in. It's popping through on high RSI. Do we want to get long? How is the volume? Volume is definitely higher than it was pre-market. It's lower than it was off the open. So I think this is bearish divergence, if anything. Yeah, 5 minutes showing some bearish divergence. Don't know if I want to try this short though. I would only use this as a hedge. So let's wait for it to come down a bit. Yeah, man, I left so much on the table here. 60 points or so, easily. Breakout pattern. Breakout pattern on the NASDAQ. That hold time was really fast too. A couple minutes. Didn't really give it time. NASDAQ is tough to hold. It's probably going up to 85s. It's up at 65s. RSI is really high already, but this is the same thing it did earlier, where it just got pushed up like crazy because people just wanted to buy it. So we're having a big recovery. 42 down to 39.5. 50% would be, if we wanted to say 40, well, let's just say 42 to 39. If we wanted to say 42 to 39, that's 300, so 150 points would be 50% if we were at 39. So 450 is really as high as it might be going, which is quite a lot of risk on the account. All we can do is scalp the NASDAQ in the meantime. 1 minute's pretty high now. Looks like it bounced right off of 75s. Kind of want to try this for a little long scalp right now, because 65s can be a good support level. We're just in the middle of nowhere right now. Super high up, very low chance of continuation to the upside, but I kind of want to try it. Okay, let's try it like that. Get me out of that one. Okay, and we'll have a stop under 60. So it's just a super tight trade, little scalp. Basically playing for over 75s. Okay, there's our push. Let's see if it'll go over 75s now. It wants to. Okay, there's our push over 75s. Let's put our stop in, or our take profit up here. Pushed right to 75s again and then came back down. RSI is stupid high right now, so let's see, it's getting comfortable in the 70s, it would seem. Let's put a little stop in. I'm not trying to take any losses. I am pretty P&L focused right now, aren't I? There's 65s. Let's try getting long at 66s here. See, because it's respecting 65s. So my thinking is we'll pump. Very tight stop on that. Oh, stopped out at probably a bad price. Already starting to overtrade a bit. So I think I'm done touching the NASDAQ for now until we get like an actual RSI bottom or something like that. Yeah, so it was tough to hold here on this long, but definitely should have. Let's see, we came down to 62. Now we're getting a rebound already. Yeah, I don't know. We could try one more. See if we can blast this over 80s. Just put a stop in for 2 points. It is tough to hold NASDAQ stuff. Jeez. Okay, just not going to touch it until it comes back down into a good buy zone. It's not there yet. This I will probably stop out of around 4:30. I'm going to be right back. Gotta use the bathroom. Wow, look at that. I missed the bigger push. I think I've got to have a hard stop at 200. So yeah, I'll have a hard stop at 200, which would put me at another, let's see, 10 points is $50 on the E-mini. So really just another 10 points. Wow, so we're pretty close to my stop on the E-mini. God, that would suck. I really would prefer to wait out the 4-hour hike. Could see this run to 4,100 or 4,200 though, which would be pretty extreme. But it's definitely possible. 41s looks like it's likely now with this kind of strength. Oh, look at that. Failing volume on the 5-minute. Falling volume, I should say. Slightly. Do I want to add, is the question. 85s on the NASDAQ. I always buy 85s. Super overbought, but we're going to buy 85s anyway. And put a stop here at 79s. It's not being respected very well. Let's give it some time. Looks like it might have another push. Did it go right up to, wow, went right up to 99s? It's getting really comfy here at 85s. Not a good look. Not a good look. Always buy 85s. There we go. Look at that. Did a report just come out? It did. Shit. Oh, fuck. We totally missed a push to 210s. God damn it. I'm just going to get out. Oh my god. Get out for out of the money. Oh, man. NASDAQ takes reports like an animal. What was that report that just came out? The ISM services PMI came out. That's what that was. Man, I can't believe I couldn't get out of the money, or get out in the money there. Let's see, what does that report say? It says, I don't see it yet. It's delayed for me. 75s. How much did we lose there? $1.50. Is that 65s that it came down to? Yeah, roughly. That's actually a good spot to get long as well. So, let's see. 65s is another decent buy level. Oh, I'm getting in a little early again. Let me see what this report said. Also, I want to put in a take profit. And it should have been 10s, it looks like. Just going to put it up here. Man, I should have had that set. That would have been a nice little 20 points, 30 points. Should have been $60. Okay, let me just quickly look at the other screen. We're looking at, it was 55.1 with a forecast of 55.5. So the PMI is coming down. The report written on the briefing.com hasn't been updated yet, but that would mean that 55.1, yeah, so that would mean the total ISIM services index number would be pretty much unchanged. It would actually be coming down a little. Basically what it was prior. It was 55.2 prior, now it's 55.1, and consensus had that expected it to be about 0.3 higher. So it's actually dropping a little bit, but just a tiny bit. So overall not terrible. Oh shit. I look away from the screens for 1 minute. 1 freaking minute. RSI dip at 50s, would that make sense? 115 to 215 basically. So yeah, this is a 50% retrace so far. Well, I mean, that ISM number is not bad. So 50% retrace, bottom Bolly bands, bottom RSI. Support here. Do we want to add to a NASDAQ long 30 points out of the money? That is the question. No. It's a pretty big stab down. Should probably consider cutting this. Might come a little bit lower under this EMA. But like I said, this was 50%. So yeah, 112 to 212 pretty much. And this was 50%. So 20 points is about $40 on the NASDAQ. Let's see if we can get an RSI dip with some bullish divergence. That would be really nice. Oh my goodness. No bull dip yet. E-mini short is back to $100 loss. Maybe it's worth chopping it. Low RSI on the 1 minute NASDAQ. Still got a ways to go for 5 minute. Looks like it's setting up the same thing. But this is a pretty aggressive downward push, mainly because of that report. And the number was lower than prior, so it's showing kind of a long-term recession, more or less. It's down to 30s. Pretty oversold there. Let's see. It looks like it's going to, well, it doesn't really do any RSI bull divs. It kind of did here. I think this was a bull div right here. Very quick. RSI is pretty low though. Makes me want to add. I'm going to go ahead and add here. Just wait for a high RSI to get out. Got our average down to 62, which isn't that great. But we're kind of at the area to bounce from on the 5. If we're going to continue the uptrend, I think it's going to break the trend, but let's see. We did get a little bit of a bear div on that last push, so this might be a dangerous game. Yeah, it's looking similar to this. Lower RSI. Now we could just like flag out for the whole day. It's 9 o'clock. We still got an hour. Let's see what it wants to do. Another minute 30 in this 5-minute bar. Looks like it'll have a wick to the downside. Looks like it won't be full bodied, but we still got a minute 30. So let's see what it does. Probably wants to put in a red bar and then start making more green bars. Can't be sure though. Where's the stop on this? The stop would be a 1 minute high. That's probably what we do. 1 minute high RSI. I mean, that is the take profit and the stop then. You need to have a stop in case the scenario is that it just comes down. And the E-mini short needs to be stopped out at a certain point. Let's see. We want this to get in the upper half of the Bolly band, so a retest of the 90s or 85s with a high RSI would be ideal. Just gotta wait about another 10 minutes here. 10-15 minutes. Oh boy. That looks like it's done. That looks like it's super done. Complete engulfing red. Shit. We're just incredibly high. Like pushing deep into the Bolly bands and having an engulfing. We still have 50 minutes in this hourly. Or in this hour, I should say. E-mini's down to its low RSI on the 5. Could close that for a $100 loss. Might honestly be worth it. I'm going to go ahead and close it if it gets to, let's say 405. Yeah, if the E-mini gets up to 405, so another like 3-4 points, I'll close it. Yeah. Let's close the E-mini. It gets up over 405 here. Or we could hold it for a $500 stretch. Let's close that guy. So E-mini's closed. Sucks because it's probably a great place to be short. 113 loss. That's what we get for not setting a stop. NASDAQ back at break even. We're waiting for an extension to the upside on the NASDAQ. We're looking for at least 85s. Five-minute green bar. Pushing up. We really are looking for new highs through the report. Let's see what the 1 minute RSI looks like. I mean, yeah, looks okay. Let's see where we are when we get to 70. Should be slowing down in terms of volatility, so not sure how much of a winner we're going to see. Just decided to close it for break even. Closed it for break even because it was 2 contracts. And why did I close it for break even? Let's get long over 60s. I'm over trading because I'm trading NASDAQ. It's a midpoint RSI. Why am I so hesitant to hold this and let it swing up? I mean, it was going into the money. I just didn't want to give it room. Once again, out at basically break even. So down on the day, about 94. I might just stop. I don't know. I need to reassess. I'm just closing all my positions. This would have been about 10 points in the money now. So yeah, played this pretty bad. Didn't play to the 70 RSI like I wanted to, which is now playing out. So kind of disappointed in my ability not to hold to my targets. I think we just have to watch for a while. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm pretty bummed. I'll take the L at $90, $94 down on the day. 77 gross. I mean, that's not terrible. It's not a blowout day, so I kind of want to just take it and come back next week with a fresh head. I'll look for maybe 1 or 2 small snipes to see if I can pick apart the loss and get some back, but I'm probably not going to be terribly aggressive today. It's going to be slow volume going into the end of the day, so yeah, I'm probably just going to code and rest and recoup over the weekend. So guys, enjoy your weekend. I hope you had some better returns than me and used proper stops. Oh my god, why am I like this? Why did I get out of this at break even? That was 2 shares, 2 contracts. So I left. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. Ugh. 30 points, 40 points, 40 points on the table with 2 contracts, $160 that I left on the table. I can't believe I got out. I mean, I need to believe it. Okay, anyway, I will talk to you guys later. I'll upload this to the journal at the end of the day. And yeah, I'll see you guys Monday.